Good afternoon. You've tuned into ET now, and this is 1:30. It's time for Market Fatafat. I have with me on the show today Aditya Agarwal, joining me from the research desk, our Vivek Iyer and Soumya Sharma. Before we kickstart the show, quickly looking at the markets. What a rally and what a comeback has it been for Dalal Street. Nifty right now is trading with a gain of about almost 200 points. Sensex is also logging in very solid uptick. It's up 660 points as we speak. Broader markets equally participating in today's rebound rally. If you look at the market advance decline ratios, clearly in favor of the advances. All the sectoral indices, barring the PSU Bank, are trading in the green. PSU Bank is the only one to be trading with some losses, but the quantum of the losses is not very significant right now. But what's leading the rally is a Nifty IT. It's up 3.2%. There's Nifty Metals up 2%. There's media names, realty names, and even a bank Nifty is looking very resilient. It's up about 1.3% as we speak. Talking about some individual performers, then the ones which are really, leading the rally from the forefront. There's the likes of a JSW Steel, which is doing very well. Vedanta, another name from the metals index, which is doing quite well. Some of the top gainers include Infratel, there's Sun Pharma, ICICI Bank. These are the names which are fueling the market up move today right now. But let's talk about Market Fatafat and 20 stocks that we would like to flag off individually. First up is an Escorts, doing very well in trade. They delivered their numbers for the month of February, and it's been very solid. 8,600 units logged in by Escorts, and our expectation was somewhere around 7,200. So definitely a big beat on the expectations. Do remember, seasonality also comes into play when it comes to Agri-based company or a tractor supplier, tractors maker. Even M&M did well, and so did Escorts. But Escorts has seen a sharper uptick. Even on a sequential basis, the numbers have jumped up 42%, and that's why the street continues to give it a thumbs up. The stock is up 11% as we speak. Aditya, I'll talk to you about some more gainers. Then IDFC First Bank, a big mover in trade. Can you tell us how the technicals are looking?
Good afternoon, Karunya. So IDFC First has bounced back from the previous swing low of 36.3035, and today it has shown a sharp up move backed by volumes. However, I would want the stock to sustain above 39.25, 39.50. That is the immediate resistance at the moment. So if the stock manages to sustain above 39.25, 39.5 on the upside, fresh longs can be initiated out here for targets of 40, 41 on the upside. On the downside, 38.5 to about 38 will act as an immediate support. So going ahead, just watch out for this resistance mark of 39.3 to about 39.5. If it sustains above that, then traders can look to go fresh long on the stock for targets of 40, 41 on the upside.
Okay, moving on then to our next stock, another big mover in trade, Godrej Consumer Products. Soumya, why is the stock in focus?
Well, this is on back of a report by Credit Suisse when they've upgraded the stock from neutral to outperform stance. In fact, the target price is around 680 rupees per share. Well, they believe that GCPL is actually coming out of a rough patch, and going forward, they may see some amount of positive direction as far as GCPL is concerned. In fact, some of its sectors are also showing good amount of recovery. They also add that the valuations have seen a significant de-rating, and as some of the sectors improve, it accounts for a re-rating as far as the stock is concerned. In fact, on back of this report, we're just seeing a good nice uptick coming in the stock of around 7.3%.
Okay, next stock then on our radar is Kajaria Ceramics. Vivek, the stock is trading at the day's highest point. Can you tell us why is it in focus?
Well, amongst the carnage that you're seeing in the market, especially given the fact that crude oil prices have corrected quite significantly, it actually acts as a tailwind as far as most of the companies that actually use crude oil or crude oil derivatives as input products. So when you're talking about Kajaria Ceramics, given the fact that crude oil prices have corrected 20%, this will actually ensure that raw costs or raw material costs remain benign for at least for the time being. However, you got to remember that there's actually a lag effect. So maybe a quarter or 2 quarters down the line, you will see the benefits of lower crude prices. However, given the fact that markets tend to price most of these benefits well in advance, today the stock is trading higher in trade, and even as we speak, trading near the day's highest point.
Okay, that's Kajaria Ceramics for you. It's up by 5% at this juncture. Moving on to our next stock number 5, Ashok Leyland. Another big performer in trade. Good numbers from the CV player. After a while, I would say, we were expecting 9,200 units to be clocked in, a degrowth of 50% YOY, but they've delivered a very good number. Of course, there's still a degrowth of 37%, but given the expectations were so low, they have managed to beat it with a very solid margin. 11,500 units is what they reported for the month of February. Good numbers, and sequentially also the numbers have been flattish, so it could perhaps be a sign of stabilizing. It will take another month or two to sort of understand whether it's a trend yet or not, or whether there's further pain in the CV space. But for now, for the month of February, good numbers, and that's why the stock is up about 6.5% as we speak. Moving on then, Aditya, back to you for another gainer, JSPL. How are the prospects for this one?
A reversal as far as the metal stocks are concerned, and a surprise one, Karunya. JSPL also has staged a good short covering rally. It's already up 5.5% in trade. Interesting fact to look is on Friday it did take support at 138.2% Fibonacci retracement extension level rather, which was at 146, and now if it is approaching an immediate hurdle of 167. If it manages to sustain above 165, 167, probably this short covering rally will have more legs and can take all the way up to 178 as well. And RSI too has turned up from the lower end of the bull zone. So overall structure looks like there's more room for the short covering rally to play out. Just would wait for this 165 resistance, which is an immediate hurdle, to be taken out on a decisive basis, backed by healthy volumes, for fresh longs to be initiated for targets of 170 to about 178 on the upside. So fresh longs above 164, 165 can be initiated for initial targets of 171, then 178 on the upside.
Okay, that's the verdict on Jindal Steel. Soumya, Affle, can you tell us what's keeping the stock abuzz?
Well, this one is buzzing on back of an acquisition that they've made. That's the company Mediasmart. Well, this provides self-serve mobile programmatic platform, and in fact, this acquisition is in line with their strategic expansion plans. They continue to want to actually put their presence in Europe, Latin America, and US, and this acquisition is what it's going to help. That's what the management said. And in fact, this is Affle's 5th acquisition in a row in the last 2 years. So definitely a nice uptick coming in the stock with a good outlook.
All right, Affle in the meantime continues to soar. It's up about 5.5% right now. Let's talk about the next stock in our list, and we would like to flag off Gujarat Gas. Macquarie has come out with a note on the company, and they're quite upbeat on the prospects. While yes, they have maintained their neutral stance, they have upped their target with quite a bit of margin from 420 rupees a piece. Now their new target price is 485 rupees a piece. They've also raised the EPS estimate for FY21 and 22 by 5% for FY21 and 9% for FY22. The stock is clearly reacting quite positively to that. It's up 1%. It did open up quite sharply. Right now cooled off a tad bit, but continues to trade very much in the green. 279 is where it's perched at. Next up is Aditya. Talk to us about ICICI Bank. Is the upward trajectory likely to sustain?
Oh, absolutely, Karunya. It's one of the strongest stocks which is there as part of the Nifty 50 stocks, and a slightest bit of correction gets quickly bought into. And look at the way stock has moved in trade today. It's covered up the entire gap which was created on Friday's trading session, and it's trading in the green by significant margin. Just a minor hiccup at 521, which happens to be the 50% retracement of the entire down move, the 10% fall that the stock posted from the peak till Friday's low. So 521, if that is taken out, I'll be more gung-ho on the stock to go long, and then the stock can test levels of 527 to about 530 as well on the upside. RSI again favors the bulls out here, so a thumbs up from my side. Just wait for the stock to cross 521. There'll be more comfort there. Beyond that, targets of 525 to about 527 on the upside can be easily seen.
All right, so that's the verdict on ICICI Bank. It's right now trading with a gain of 4.5%. Soumya, talk to us about BEL. What's making the stock feature on our list today?
Looking at the valuations, I think JP Morgan has upgraded the stock from a neutral to overweight stance. The target price stands around 97 rupees per share. Well, they believe that the risk-reward returns are particularly favorable when it comes to BEL, and they also add that the phase of earnings decline is likely behind us. So definitely going forward, they believe that everything has been discounted for, everything has been priced for, and now going forward, we might see, given the kind of valuation the stock is currently trading, we might see good uptick coming in, and as of now, the stock's gaining close to about 2%.
Okay, there you have it. BEL up 2% almost in trade. Let's slip into a short break here. When we come back, we'll have a host of other stocks that we'll flag off for you to keep on your radar. Welcome back. You're still watching Market Fatafat on ET Now. Let's get on board with some more stocks to watch out for. Vivek, coming to you with Shree Cements. Can you tell us why the stock is in focus?
Well, when you're talking about Shree Cement, what has actually happened is that this particular stock in the news for all of the right reasons. Now remember, the first thing is pricing scenario. January we saw higher prices in North India as well as East India. And what we understand from dealer checks is that the prices as well as the price hikes have held up quite smartly when you're talking about both of these places, even in the month of February. On the back of that, stock is doing quite well for itself. Also, remember this particular stock has given returns of close to 35%, and given the kind of criteria meeting it has managed as far as the free float availability is concerned, this particular stock has also been spoken about as the Nifty 50 inclusion. All of these particular news triggers as well as price hikes have kept Shree Cement quite buzzing in today's trading session.
Okay, thanks for that, Vivek. Moving on then to our next stock, NBCC, very much in focus, and a couple of developments have taken place there. Not only has the company bagged an order just very recently this morning itself from BHEL worth 65 crore rupees. This is going to be based out of Jharkhand. But also, if you look back a couple of days, the development here is that the Delhi High Court has vacated the stay on construction of a commercial hub in South Delhi, which NBCC was supposed to be working on. And NBCC has now started the process of sale of commercial space, and it's also expected to complete the project and the work related to it in the next 3 years. So good positive developments taking place at as far as NBCC is concerned. The stock clearly is looking quite resilient on back of that. The stock is up 3% almost. Aditya, another name that I'd like to flag off with the Motherson Sumi, looking pretty weak. Is that likely to continue as a trend?
It's been trending weak, Kajaria, for quite some time. It's been a downhill from 150 to sub 100 levels it tested today, and it's already swung 9 and 9.5% intraday in trade today already, and it's broken down from a trendline support. So there is multiple reasons why the stock continues to trade weak, and there is weakness in the stock to persist. But after a fall of 150 to about 100 points, stock has reached extreme oversold zone. RSI is sitting at an extreme oversold territory. There can be a short covering rally which can follow through in the stock. So beyond 102, I see levels of 106 also coming. Fresh shots can be initiated and should be initiated only on a pullback. I see first a pullback in the stock from current levels of 102, 103 to probably 106, and then the next wave of down move will start and resume and can slide all the way down to 94 all the way down below 99. So first support is at 99, and below that stock will test levels of 94 as well. But just wait for a pullback rally to levels of probably 104, 106, and then initiate fresh shots on the stock.
Okay, Motherson meanwhile trading a little weak, perched at 103 per share. Samya, Adani Gas has been also this initial four eyes. Can you tell us why is it grabbing all the limelight?
Well, this was is on back of a bulk deal. In fact, Total Holdings has acquired 37.4% stake in Adani Gas, and in fact, according to that's what we gather from the NSE and BSE exchange data. In fact, sellers include Affle Asia Trade Investments, Worldwide EM Holdings, Universal Trade Investment, Adani Trade Line, and SB Adani Family Trust. Well, this is particularly in line with their strategy. In fact, the company wanted to expand and go in for newer acquisitions with their tie-up and partnership with Total. So now this will definitely help them, aid them going forward, and the entire process would actually fasten up. And back of this, we're just seeing the stock rally today also.
Okay, another stock that's on a tear is in India Bulls Housing Finance. Vivek, tell us why.
When you're talking about Indiabulls Housing Finance, there's a whole host of regulatory overhangs that persist as far as Indiabulls is concerned. Remember, the company is still awaiting the verdict of the court case and the PIL that has been filed against the company. On Friday evening, what the company did was they gave a notice to the exchanges stating that both the RBI as well as SEBI has actually not found any issues in terms of incorrect or inappropriate fund diversion, and this is something that they updated the exchange. The stock opened up gap up, went up almost 20%, and after that has cooled out quite significantly. Overall, for watch out for this particular stock, the volatility here continues, and there's still a lot of uncertainty as the verdict date has been postponed.
All right, that's India Bulls Housing for you. Let's pull up Piramal Enterprises as well. Aditya, how is the chart looking like? Because over the last 3-4 months, the stock has been quite volatile and mostly unstable. At what levels can we expect some stability to come back?
It's a very interesting stock, Karunya. So if you closely look what the stock has been doing over past, 1280 has been acting as a very strong support for the stock. This is the 4th occasion when the stock has taken support at this level of 1280, and from there it's bounced back. This happens to be a very strong cluster of supports which fall all converge somewhere between 1280 to about 1270 on the downside. And again, in this sharp fall, stock did take support at 1280 and it's up almost 8.5% in trade today. It's approaching an immediate resistance of 1450 on the upside. If that is taken out, then I wouldn't be hesitant in going long on the stock for targets of 1550, 1660, 1670 on the upside. However, if it fails to manage to trade above 1450 and sustain above that, then stock can again pull back to levels of 1330, 1350 on the downside. I expect the stock to pull back above 1450 and then head to levels of 1550, 1560. So traders should closely watch out these levels of 1450 on the upside. If that is taken out, fresh long can be initiated for 1550, 1600 on the upside.
All right, so Soumya, coming to you for IRB Infra. Why is the stock buzzing?
Well, this one has been awarded Mumbai-Pune Expressway project under toll-operated toll model. In fact, they'll be paying MSRDC amount aggregating to close to about 8,260 crore rupees for sub-concession period for a period of 10 years and 2 months. Well, having said that, the toll collections would just start from have actually started from March 1st, and this definitely means some amount of revenue inflows for this company. So on back of all of this and the recent award, the stock's buzzing.
Okay, that's IRB Infra for you, up almost 3% in trade. NIIT Technologies, let's pull that up as well. It's doing fairly well for itself. Vivek, what are the updates here?
Well, on Friday, you saw complete capitulation as far as the entire market was concerned, and the IT index was not spared either. Now, remember, when talking about the IT index, generally seen as a safe haven, and generally it is the first one to recover. So, along with the entire IT pack, you're seeing names like Infosys, TCS, Tech Mahindra, all of them recovering quite sharply in today's trading session. NIIT Tech too has seen a significant amount of surge. The rupee movement too is something that's aiding it, and at this point of time, the entire IT pack, and remember, NIIT Tech is a high beta stock, so all of them are doing extremely well in today's trading session.
That's NIIT Tech, up a solid 9%. With that, we're out of time on Market Fatafat, so that's all the stocks we're able to flag off for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you, Aditya, Vivek and Soumya for taking time out.